All right, I'm excited about the update that we have in crude oil. Updated the membership area. You can go there. It's an abbreviated, um, very abbreviated because I wanted to get it in there quickly. And so what you do is when you come to the members area, you scroll down to the bonus section. And as you can see, there's lots of bonuses that these are not in the book. And so these are bonuses. And you've got the crude oil weekly inventories. And I set up all platforms in one tab instead of each individual platform. Be more efficient like that. If you have multiple platforms, you just go there and you can read a little bit about it. You can download the files for each platform, open code, and then you can follow the settings. I put an example of NinjaTrader 8 in there. You can see the data input settings and the hypothetical performance summary, and that is weekly inventories 2, and then after hours 3, crude oil after hours 3, a new bonus. You can go to the last one in the bonus section. Just added today, and scroll down. You can download the Tradestation files, NinjaTrader 7, NinjaTrader 8. The Tradestation files will work in multi-charts as well, so it's for Tradestation and multi-charts. And then you just put each of these work on 1-minute charts. You don't have to worry about custom sessions. Just put in the 1-minute chart and use the default session for crude oil. And you see the inputs there in NinjaTrader, which are similar to Tradestation and multi-charts. And you see the data settings as well as the hypothetical performance summary in NinjaTrader. I like that average trade profit, 132, and you can read more about it up here at the top. I want to show you some of the trades today. There were some losers and winners across the board. Here is the old version of crude oil after hours. So this is the one we transitioned away from because of this first bar. Gives you a lot of slippage typically on that after hours report at 4:30 on Tuesdays, and so we are trading the after hours 3 now, so it doesn't trade on that bar today. It worked out better to trade the old one because it got in at a lower price, but with slippage you probably would have gotten in at a higher price, but it did get out. It hit its profit target, while the new version did get stopped out. So the new version got stopped out today because the entry price was higher. In order to avoid slippage, we got in a little bit later. Over the long run, I think this will be a better approach. You see here, you get in on this bar instead of that, and you can't tell by looking at this bar how much is going on in that first bar. A lot less went on with this after hours report. Lately, we've had it, slam 30 or 40 points within a few seconds on each side. It'll go up 30 points in about 2 seconds, then it'll slam down 80 points or 40 points on either side of this within just a few seconds. Sometimes almost 100-point range within a few seconds. And so yesterday was on this after hours report was fairly low volatility, and so if it were to behave that way, then the initial strategy might perform well. But we're backing away a little bit now and trading this new version of after hours, which actually back tests really well. And so we'll keep track of the walk forward results. It's in the portfolio. And so it didn't quite hit it almost hit its profit target today, but then it came back and got stopped out. So that's how crude oil moves. But the benefit of that pullback today was in Brent. So you see, this is a picture perfect entry. While we got stopped out of the lows on the after hours trade, Brent got in on this gap fill in reverse strategy. See that gap up? The market took out the lows, kind of a stop run, and then got in here below these lows, near the lows. So this is from our book and traded on Brent. I know a lot of you don't trade Brent crude oil. It's in the 100K portfolio, and some that have the 100K portfolio do not trade this strategy. Many have asked, and the data fees, I guess, are concerned. It's $110 a month, but you might want to consider that from a business perspective. What it could be, what that could mean if the walk forward results are close to the past. If you pay this data feed and then it just goes into a drawdown, then it's not a good business proposition. But We're trading based on this has some walk forward results from when we released it. We released it in October 2015. You can see it in our book. So it has close to 2 years of walk forward results. And so you might want to take a look at the math behind the data fees versus the P&L on that. And then the weekly inventories. Initially a good move, came back, stopped us out. This is on the new weekly inventories. The new weekly inventories does not enter any differently. It just has a different type of trailing stop loss. And so the old version and the new version, you got the same results. And so you can see that. So those are the crude trades today. And the update, again, you can, if you don't have this members area or the book, this is one way to learn about some strategies that have been around for a couple of years. The book shows you the gap fill in reverse and some other strategies. And then if you get the member sites, you get all these bonuses. You see the progression of our crude oil weekly inventories and after hours as we update it from time to time and how we do that. You get a lot of questions on optimization. Don't just blindly run the optimization tools on parameters. These are updates and modifications based on market behavior and observations. And so that is how I typically update strategies and portfolios. So that's the update for today. Crude oil after hours 2 and crude oil after hours 3 and weekly inventories 2 are updated in the membership area.